isn't it? His wife wanted him to go blonde, just like the Islanders ensured that Rick DiPietro would go blonde when they pulled his chip out of the hat not too long ago.
Yeah, and two things to look for with these two blonde goaltenders. First of all, with Hebert, he had a little kind of tweaked himself last night, but is back in there in this game. And as I mentioned earlier, with DiPietro, with the Rangers, where a lot of teams try and keep the puck away from him, the Rangers are going to try and make him and force him to handle the puck and see if they can't force him into a mistake here in the first period.
So we're just about set to begin. Our New York Islander high definition broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
And look at these lineups. Berube on the ice against McCarthy. Webb out there as well. Pilon out for the Rangers. We could have some fireworks right at the start.
Rich Pilon was very aggressive blocking shots last night, never mind just taking the body. A lot of penalty time in last night's game. Off the draw, Pilon and Berube got together along the boards. Then Pilon and Webb. Webb returns fire. Webb's going to get a penalty here, but there could be more. McCarthy wants a piece of Webb. All of this 15 seconds in. And it doesn't look like anything too serious will evolve from this. But it didn't take long. And already the parade to the penalty box has started.
Well, this young officiating crew could be awfully busy in this game. They were busy last night with all kinds of power plays for both teams. And we'll see in early.
On defense for the Islanders. Chara gets rid of it. Martins and Cherkovsky the forwards. This is Mike Motto, number 33 on defense. However, another penalty called. And let's see which way this one goes.
It's got to go against the Rangers because the Rangers touch the puck deep in their own zone. I believe it's well, it's not the Rangers.
There was a Ranger knocked down
on the far side,
the Islander
right?
blue line,
Yeah.
right around the Islander bench as play moved the other way. So this was behind the play. And Lorne Henning's team is going to be 2 men down here for a period of 1 minute and 48 seconds, right at the beginning of the game.
Let's remember, though, that the tension is high in this game, and you've got a very young crew.
Well, the set play, but the Islanders failed to clear as DiPietro couldn't get it out. Janssen threw it back to DiPietro, but now the Rangers will set up the 5-on-3. Nedved, Holovic, Nedved in the slot, back to Holovic, and he misses short side. Leach scrambling holds it in. Leach and Nedved at the points. Peter Nedved up high. Now to Leach, who closes in, sets up Messier. Nedved to Messier. One-timer missed the net. Comes hard to Leach in the corner. Back out to Nedved. Peter Nedved looks for a play. Nedved, wrist shot, and he missed upstairs. That got a piece of Dvorak on the way through, and now Hammerlich clears.
Now that's 3 shots that the Rangers took on that sequence and missed the net on all 3. And only one of those I would consider a good quality chance, and that was Messier's shot that missed high and wide.
Nedved got to the line, and his pass was batted away by Hammerlich, and now Kenny Janssen knocks it down and clears. 42 left to the 2-man power play. 12 seconds more than that to the man advantage overall for the Rangers. Just 1 minute 40 into the first period. Dvorak up left wing. Checked by Martins. Holovic in to help out for the Rangers. Spins it into the corner. Hammerlich there. He's met by Messier. Now Martins works it back the other way. Taken back. Nedved scores. Peter Nedved makes it 1-0 Rangers, and the Rangers will still have 34 seconds of power play time.
Now Hammerlich's upset because when he handled the puck in the corner, Messier came from behind and bumped him and then tied up his stick. I'm not sure if he actually held it or just tied it up. And Hammerlich still arguing the call, and then Hammerlich couldn't play the puck, and the Rangers turned it into a goal. So with the puck coming in deep, Martins does a pretty good job here to stop Dvorak. But then the Rangers are good on the puck. And now here's where Hammerlich comes in. Now watch coming from behind right there, Messier. And let's see if he's got the stick. Kind of holding on to the stick, squeezing the stick off to the side. You see Hammerlich turn to the referee right away. It turned into a beautiful goal by the Rangers. 31 on the year for Peter Nedved.
Second night in a row that he scored one of those 5-on-3 goals. So Messier just kind of had Hammerlich's stick there tucked underneath his armpit.
Yeah, well, you know, it was kind of by his waist. It wasn't even up high where you could even see the right arm squeeze on it. It was just in that perfect position where Messier, being the veteran that he is, smart player, was able to just kind of delay him and not allow that stick to get free.
Holovic and Messier draw the assist. Here's Connolly back the other way with now just 18 seconds remaining on the second Islander penalty, the one against Chara. So Nedved with his 31st from Hlavich and Messier at 153 on the power play, and that is the third all-time leading point scorer in the history of the National Hockey League.
That can still play, can he? Point number 61 is it on the season? And you know, he's played better, I think, since they changed the wings. You know, they gave him Malhotra that's just full of energy playing on that side, and he's got a chance to teach him, and Malhotra, you know, just wants to learn to play, so his effort is there game in and game out. And then Dvorak, I think, has helped him as well, playing on the other side. Someone who's got a lot of speed and wants to score.
Ron Lowe was telling me before the game that he thinks that's where Malhotra's future is, on left wing. Meantime, the puck back in the Islanders' zone. Just 2:35 gone here in the first period. Rangers have scored during a 5-on-3 stretch. Now the teams are at full strength. And the puck comes to center, recovered now at the red line by Motto for the Rangers.
Now you think of that penalty that Chara took, and you're right. Lauren Henning was not happy with the discipline or lack of that his team played with last night. But I think in a penalty situation like that, that's more of a push than anything. Veteran referees would have let that go and recognized that this is a series between these two teams that has a great deal of intensity. And I think that veteran referees would have let that one go.
Kim Janssen plays it in. Meze takes over for the Islanders. Meze and Hammerlick on defense with Scatchard, McCall, and Pyatt the forwards here, but the Islanders looking for a change. Michael York back to get it behind the Ranger goal. Now McCarthy trying to sneak one away from Hammerlick. Connolly got the stick up high on York, and Michael York is hurt. Connolly's stick came up. And the question, A, is to the health of York, but also did he draw any blood? Will that affect the amount of any possible penalty time?
You know, York's a tough kid. York's a tough kid. He's been able to play through injuries. In the 2 years he's been in the National Hockey League. Doesn't have great size, but has an awful lot of heart. And that time,
but it was all puck. That's something I never thought I'd live to see. Teddy Green in the employ of the New York Rangers. Boy, was he a villain back in the early 1960s at the old Madison Square Garden. That was the rivalry that really preceded this one in terms of passion here in New York. The old Ranger-Bruin rivalry, of course, started to be supplanted by Rangers-Islanders when the Islanders joined the National Hockey League in 1972.
You know what? Ted Green has been with Glenn Sather a long, long time. Spent many good years in Edmonton. And Glenn Sather's a loyal guy and likes to have people around him that knows his formula for having success.
4:15 gone here in the opening period. Peter Smrek, number 25. Defenseman recently picked up from the St. Louis Blues, sends it to the Islander line. Dumped back in, and this is Smrek with a puck. Rangers are happy with his play in this first piece of his Rangers career. Offside there. Hlavich ahead of the play at the Islander line.
Well, both the Rangers and the Islanders have been doing this for a while, playing their young players, and now Ron Lowe, the Ranger coach, is doing the same thing. And they want to get a good look at the young players, so they've had for next year, just as the Islanders are doing the same.
One big difference between Malhotra and Tim Connolly. Connolly's played his first 2 years in the NHL. And yeah, I mean, it's been with mixed degrees of success to this point, but he knows that the Islander organization wants him here long term, and they're all on the same page about that. Well, the way things were going between Neil Smith and John Muckler and the problems they were having, well, really Malhotra could not be sure of that. So he really spent 2 lost years before the new management came in this season.
I agree. I think both gentlemen should have gotten together on that, and Neil Smith was the general manager, the boss, and he should have done the right thing for the kid, and I don't think he did.
That thing went on much longer. They could have come darn close to rooting them all together. A dump in by Brian Leach, and DiPietro out to field the puck. Did you see when it became a 5-on-3 for the Rangers how Kenny Janssen intentionally threw it back to DiPietro, expecting Rick to clear it all by himself, but he wasn't able to get it out of the zone? I think that's the first time I can remember the Islanders making a set play to that extent using DiPietro's ability to handle the puck.
I agree. We've certainly seen it with New Jersey over the years. And it'll work if you've got the right communication between your defenseman and your goaltender.
Arias Tchaikovsky up the middle. Kolnick came together in center with Sandy McCarthy. And now Kavasha peels it back in over the line. Looking for Kolnick was Tchaikovsky. Adam Graves cut it off. Kolnick. Takes a hit along the boards from Dale Puritan, who was in the middle of all that stuff with Webb last night.
Yeah, he went right after Kolnick. Much smaller player.
Elon just took a little run at Kolnick. Kolnick's got it back, sets up Tchaikovsky, save, and then Kavasha missed a wide open net on the rebound. Oleg Kavasha wasn't at the best conceivable angle, but he still had a lot of net in front of him.
He sure did, Howie. I know the puck was rolling a little bit, and he might have thought that he had to shoot it right away, and I think that he had plenty of time. He could have controlled the puck and put it into the empty net, and he missed an opportunity to tie this game. All right, through the crease.
From the draw, Hammerlick plays it behind the Ranger goal line. Motto and Leach on defense. And now Leach sends it up the left wing boards. Forbes was decked by Branislav Meze. And it's Hammerlick back to wheel it the other way. Martins, Webb, and Berube out there for the Islanders. And then Forbes just missed a check on Webb. So Hammerlick sends Webb in. His shot is a glove save, and it's held by Hebert.
That's a good shot by Webb, and when it goes through the defenseman Puritan, and it looked like Hebert had trouble picking it up. So it was in good position. I think more than anything, the puck hit him because of his position. And he wasn't able to react right away. Webb with the quick wrist shot and used Puritan. It's a good save, actually, by Guy Hebert.
Webb's restraint last night resulted in something I don't think I've seen in 35 years. A 6-minute power play.
I've seen it.
I honestly
can't remember the last time, but I have seen it.
Gary Galley back to touch up for an icing. Ron Lowe's good friend Butch Goring. From the draw, Connolly, a little shove from Messier. Hebert wheels the puck around to the far side. Malhotra couldn't get it past the check of Galley. And now it's Brian Leach for the Rangers. The 7:40 gone here in the opening period. 1-0 Rangers. Nedved scored during a 5-on-3. Dvorak hit by Galley. Now it's Malhotra trying to get it away from Connolly. Centers as Motto, the defenseman, had gone to the net. Cairns got a piece of him. Parrish gets away from most of that hit from Malhotra. And now Cairns flings one off the stick of Connolly. And then it's poked back into the Rangers zone, covered there by Malhotra. Motto away from McCall. And with the Rangers changing, DiPietro and Cairns almost looked as though they miscommunicated on that dump in. Cairns finally came up with a puck, gave it away. This is Holovic starting towards the net. He shoots. Save made before it reaches DiPietro as it hits something on the way. And now Nedved spins it the other way. It's Puritan in the corner, putting it off the skate of Holovic. Taylor Pyatt wrestling with Puritan. And then Malhotra, who came back, or at least Groshek did, to get it away. Now to Nedved. Nedved, quick shot by Johnson, and the save by DiPietro as Kim Janssen is stopped by Rick DiPietro.
And Scatchard doing a little pushing and shoving in front. That play started because of the turnover in the neutral zone, and the Rangers did a nice job after the turnover to get the puck going the other way in a hurry. And that's when the DiPietro with the save.
So the draw deep in the Islanders zone. York and Scatchard will face off. Swung around the boards by McCarthy, but he gave it right to DiPietro. Sizes up the options and then manages to beat McCarthy with that dump. And Janssen hustles back for the Rangers. Midway through the first period. 1-0 Ranger lead. Chara away from the oncoming York. Adam Graves follows towards the net. Bouncing puck. Kenny Janssen comes away with it. But there's going to be a whistle for a penalty here.
Kenny Janssen, I think his beef is in this game thus far.
So the Rangers back to the power play here. They've got Messier, Malhotra, and Dvorak up front with Leach and Motto on the points. Chara paired with Hammerlick on defense. Up ahead to Tchaikovsky, who's up front with Martins. Tchaikovsky into the zone, put it behind Martins. Now the Rangers will look to get organized. Tchaikovsky in challenging, but it's Brian Leach controlling the puck. Leach slowly for Messier. Rink wide to Motto. Now Dvorak turning on Tchaikovsky. Leach grabs it and finds Messier in the corner. Mark Messier bumped by Hammerlick. He winds up with a puck. Hammerlick trying to pull loose from Messier. And Tchaikovsky swings it out of the zone. Motto finds Messier moving at center. In comes Dvorak. The drop to Malhotra. Feeds the slot. Messier a shot and the save by DiPietro.
Now it hurts Howie that Claude Lapointe can't play in this game. He got hit with a Brian Leetch shot last night on the side of the foot. Was limping terribly this morning, and after the team meeting this morning in which Charles Wong and Sanjay Kumar and the Islanders, Lauren Henning missing maybe his best penalty killer.
Nedved and Scatchard will draw. Now it's Nedved, Roshek, Halavich with Janssen and Smrek on the points for the Rangers. This is Smrek. Long drive, kick save by DiPietro. Kim Janssen around behind the net. Cairns and Galley the defense. Halavich loses the puck to a nice Connolly sweep check. But Halavich gets it back. Cross ice Halavich saves DiPietro. Then failed to connect with Roshek.
Now when Connolly, with his effort to clear the puck, he dove and he left his feet trying to clear the puck out. And he couldn't do so. The Rangers did a nice job keeping it in. And then Connolly was late getting back to cover Halavich, who had the shot, and DiPietro with a good save.
DiPietro falls down trying to field it behind the net.
That's the second time that's happened in this first period, where he's fallen trying to leave the net to make a play.
20 seconds left to the Ranger power play. 9 minutes left in the first period. Kim Janssen across for Nedved. And Peter Nedved whirling in his own zone. Nedved up the middle. On the move, Halavich, but he's offside. And the power play has just 6 seconds left.
You know, it's been a long time since the Islanders have played a game here. Remember, there was basketball.
18. I'm sorry, Joe. 18 days since they've been here. The circus was here too.
So this ice might be a little rough.
Rich Belon plays it deep. Out of the box comes Kenny Janssen. And the Islanders kill the time. Rangers credited with 3 shots on that power play. Hammerlick surrounded. And then he turns the puck over to Brian Leetch, and up come the Rangers, led by Graves. Adam Graves over the Islander line, had it stick checked away by Meze. Mark Parrish there.
Oh, he hasn't played much in this first period, has he? Parrish, very little because of all the power plays.
Hebert stops the dump in for Leetch. And now Sandy McCarthy sends York on his way. Michael York blasts one wide. Kavasha back for it. Graves finishes his check. They say Adam Graves is not doing that, finishing the checks, particularly in a vigorous manner, nearly as much as he did earlier in his career. It's been a real rough year for Graves, who has now gone 15 games without a goal. And that ties the longest stretch that he's ever had as a Ranger without scoring a goal. And you have to go back to the very first 15 games that he played as a New York Ranger.
And he's had a number of droughts this year. You're right. It's been a tough year for him. A lot has happened in his life in the last year and a half. And now a whistle for a hand pass. The Rangers continue to lead it on a 5-on-3 power play goal. 1-0.
MSG Network and Fox Sports Net, or go to www.msgnetwork.com. Charity Week. It runs through April 6th. It can help make a difference in the lives of New York City's children. I had a great time yesterday at PS 229 in Woodside, Queens, with a group of 4th graders who conducted a mock interview. They were on camera, holding the microphone, working all the equipment. All was a ball. It was great.
They were ready for you, were they?
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. I told them I didn't speak to the press and cut it short. Man, they were tough. They were tough. Taylor Pyatt behind the Ranger goal, trying to sneak out from behind. He got it to the net, and Hebert got a stick on it. And now Messier falls down. And yeah, you're right, Joe. I think they're falling all over the place.
I think this ice, again, 18 days, as you mentioned, Howie. And you could tell when you walked in, I think they repainted the ice. They might have even taken this out, but it doesn't look very good. And there are a lot of players that are having problems.
We're seeing guys falling down just as Messier did there, and as a couple of players have in the Islander end of the ice without provocation.
And neither team skated this morning on this ice. A couple of the Islanders came out. That Brad Isbister is one who has been injured and trying to get back in the lineup. But there are only a couple of players for the Islanders that skated this morning, so this ice didn't get much of a workout this morning. And there's another player that's had a tough year. Hillary Kamensky, will he be back? I mean, I think Glenn Sather and the Rangers are just going to pay some of these players off. I'd be very surprised if Val Kaminsky is back as a Ranger.
Development, apart from what differences they might have from a financial standpoint, philosophically, because we don't know exactly how much money the Islanders are going to spend in terms of bringing high-profile type players in here, whether through trade or free agency. But I don't think the Rangers can seriously move forward until they divest themselves of some big salaries that really have become albatrosses to them.
Martin's either got the stick or the puck. I believe that might have been the puck. Howie, the other thing, Glenn Sather told me this. He said, we've got an American Hockey League franchise. He said, and that's what it is. We have too many American Hockey League players there that can't come up and support this team. So the money, yes, will be players for the Rangers in years to come. They don't want to get rid of. Klocek being one of those who is not playing tonight, big, strong kid.
They love him.
Yeah.
Steve Martin's in the corner here. Pretty good duel in front with Webb and Purin. There's going to be a penalty.
Purin's going to get a penalty for holding. Webb took a run at him. I mean, Webb hits as hard as anybody. We saw the hit last night, Webb on Motto. And now the Islanders will get the power play trailing by a goal.
In the box, where he spent plenty of time last night. And it'll be Sketcherd, Tchaikovsky, and Connolly up front for the Islanders. With Roman Hamrlik and Kenny Janssen playing the points. This is Hamrlik going back for the puck. Dvorak and Messier the forwards. Leach and Pilon, penalty killing defensemen for the Rangers.
Well, the Rangers penalty killing is 29th in the league, and the Islanders were 0 for 9 on the power play last night, including missing a 5-on-3 opportunity in the first period, which I think had a huge impact.
Tchaikovsky across, it's missed by Connolly.
I think it hit the crossbar, Howie.
I think it just grazed it on the way through, yep. Hamrlik a drive, and that went past a ducking Pilon around the boards to Kenny Janssen. So the Islanders now trying to get close. And there's going to be another penalty to the Rangers here. The Islanders are going to be 2 men up.
Got to give up the puck. Have to give up the puck.
Tchaikovsky spending a lot of time here trying to make a play.
No, you got to give it up.
This is costing them 2-man power play time. Hamrlik a drive, missed the net. This is to the benefit of the Rangers here, unless the Islanders can put it in the net. Now Connolly does the smart thing, or he tried to. Tchaikovsky a shot. He scored. Nope, hit the post. Hit the post. Connolly carries in. Nobody knows what's going on. Tchaikovsky had started a celebration. Everybody had stopped. I thought the puck came in and out. The referee gave the washout sign. In fact, I think what Connolly thought was that when he gave the puck to Messier, that he'd get the whistle there, but it was ruled that Messier didn't have control of the puck.
That's right. That's exactly right, because when Connolly, he kind of flipped it at Messier, and it was up in the air, and all it did was hit Messier on the shin pad, and then everybody relaxed. And when Sketcherd ended up with the puck, he looked up, and the whistle still hadn't blown. Everyone relaxed. That's when he fed the puck across, and Tchaikovsky took the shot. I don't think Guy Bear was ready. I thought the puck went in.
I did too. I thought it came in.
Here it is right there. Look, see, it hits him. Now watch, everybody kind of stands there. And then Sketcherd just keeps going. Yeah, that went in. That went in. That went in. It hit the netting. And then came out. And that was in. I mean, they're going to check that. That puck was in. And then we don't need another replay, I don't think, do we?
Well, we got 6 eyes up here.
Relaxed. And then this was the end of it. Everybody's just kind of standing there. Here's the shot.
Oh, maybe not.
Didn't go in.
We don't have enough eyes. We got to thicken these babies. My prescription changed. You go between periods.
I'm around my wife. What hit the net, though? Did you
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a better look here. Well, the Islanders are going to try to hit the net now with a 5-on-3 power play. Janssen to Hamrlik. His drive save, Bear. Pilon sweeps it to the corner, goes after it, and chops it out of the zone. Now Tchaikovsky carries in over the line. Sets up Hamrlik straight away. Hamrlik down low for Connolly. Tim Connolly feeds the slot. Janssen a shot. He scores! Kenny Janssen on the power play. 1-1 the score. There will still be
gained the line and the zone and now set things up. And Kenny Janssen was over on that side. The pass will come straight across the crease. There it is. Kenny Janssen, a perfect shot. And going down on the play to block it was Tim Janssen. And I think he screens the goaltender, Guy Hebert, a little bit. And Hebert reacts late. And over the right shoulder, here it is again. Good pass by Conley. Great wrist shot by Kenny Janssen. 1-1.
And about a minute and 25 still remaining. The scoreboard penalty clocks are not working here, certainly not within our range of vision. Overhead scoreboard does not have the penalty time on it too, so we had to do some quick arithmetic. And as of the moment, there's about a minute and 5 seconds left to what is now a 5-on-4 power play for the Islanders, as Kenny Janssen has gotten this game even. Blasted around the boards by Motto and out of the zone. 48 seconds and counting. Thanks to J.T. Townsend, our stage manager. Kavasha falls down. Here comes Nedved, who misses the net. And yet another unprovoked spill taken by a player on this ice tonight. We've seen it happen for players on both teams. Now a near giveaway by Nedved, who wrestles with Cherkovsky. Connolly in to get the puck. 23 remaining on the power play for the Islanders.
Connolly might be hurt. Boy, he took a big hit from Pilon. I think it shook him up a little bit. Now he seems to be okay, but Pilon is finishing every check with authority.
Final 8 to the power play. Here's Cherkovsky into the zone, trying to get around Smrek. Pilon nails Cherkovsky. And up comes Dvorak. Another Ranger knocked down behind the play. It's Peter Nedved. And back come the Islanders now. Leach is out of the box. The team's at equal strength. And now Parrish for the Islanders as it chopped away by Radek Dvorak. Kenny Janssen goes to the corner.
Getting nasty again, isn't it, Howie? Here we go, another penalty. This will be on the Islanders.
Somebody got an elbow up, I believe. Cherkovsky.
Well, Cherkovsky wants to fight now. I mean, he got hit so hard by Pilon that he's been incensed for the last 40 seconds. And he's been involved. This is something you don't see out of Cherkovsky. Well, when you get rattled like Pilon rattled him, he got mad. And Pilon.
Well, Cherkovsky got 4, an extra 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. So the Islanders down a man here. Steve Martins up front with Sketcher. And it's Cairns and Chara on defense. So the Ranger power play featuring Messier, Malhotra, Dvorak, Motto, and Brian Leach.
You're keeping track of all these power plays, Howie?
I gave up. I can't see anymore. What makes you think I can add? Offside called there at the Islander blue line.
Well, we've had a few in this first period, haven't we?
And 21 left of the power play. Well, this has been pretty well according to form, I think, because clearly last night sent a message that in 24 hours we
Devils with the Rangers and the Islanders. It would be terrific.
It's a tough thing for the NHL to handle because there's sentiment on both sides towards either totally discontinuing play with the opposite conference or perhaps limiting it even more than it is now. But anything to get these rivalries stirred up even more than they are at this point, boy, I'm all for that.
Well, I think there's a way you could, play fewer games against other teams in the conference and keep the division rivalries going. Allow Florida and Tampa Bay to play more against one another and one less time against the Islanders and the Rangers. And I think something that type of formula makes sense.
Rangers setting up. Leach, quick shot, saved by DiPietro. Final minute of the period. 42 seconds left. Ranger power play. Leach straight away for Nedved. Couldn't hold it. Chara got a piece of Nedved. Martin strolls to center. Martins couldn't get it past Leach, and on comes Nedved. Leach goes to the net, takes the pass, got knocked down. Good hit by Eric Cairns, who floored Brian Leach.
Well, Leach made a beautiful play in the neutral zone. He just simply surprised Martin by stepping up and stealing the puck from him, and then joining the rush. And then Cairns came over and made a very good defensive play on Leach.
Now it's Motto, half minute to the period, playing it softly in. You've noticed about Motto, he likes to jump up on the play. Dvorak tries to center. DiPietro got back. Not only got the puck, gave it away. Now Hotra robbed by Kenny Janssen. So Kenny Janssen with a huge play to bail out his goaltender.
The goaltender, I know he likes to handle the puck, but you better settle down. And there's been a couple of times in this period it could have easily ended up back in his own net, and that being one of them.
A steal by Parrish as time runs out in the first period. Parrish and McCall, or at least Parrish and Pilon after McCall had taken a spill. Summary of the first period, Kenny Janssen answering Peter Nedved's goal. And as the second period is about to begin, a 5-on-4 power play as Rich Pilon was given an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the 20-minute mark of the first period from a little skirmish that developed. Now it's Connolly with a dump in, and Brian Leach gets rid of it. Now Connolly comes to center. Up ahead, Parrish, but he's offside. Now remember, Mariusz Tchaikovsky got 4 minutes in penalties late in the period. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah,
I'm looking at my score sheet here.
I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm seeing Tchaikovsky got 4 minutes at 17:45, which means that his penalty time should end 1:45 into the second period, right?
Who also got one at 17:45.
That was a 2-minute penalty, which he served. And Parrish had served
at the same time that
Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky was
right. So should this not be 4-on-4?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Because Tchaikovsky started this period with 1:45 left on his penalty time.
I was wondering why you were frowning at me. And I'm sure you were wondering why I was frowning at you.
Well, because stupid me, I'm going to say something and realize 5 minutes later, oops, I'm wrong. But it doesn't make any sense, does it?
Neither of us couldn't see earlier. There was a goal that was scored, but this doesn't seem to.
We're just kids. This is
mathematically either.
This is too many senior moments to be having up here. Parrish behind the net goes to the corner.
Where's my cane?
Somewhere near my teeth. Janssen up high. Now for Hammerlick. And back to Janssen for a wrist shot off the chest of Hebert. Islanders keep it in. Hammerlick looking for Parrish. That was flicked away by Peter Nedved. And then Janssen plays it down the boards. 34 seconds remaining to the penalty to Pilon. I wonder if Tchaikovsky might have gotten a different penalty than we were made aware of in terms of the length of time. Would he have gotten a major for unsportsmanlike conduct or a misconduct? Do they have misinterpreted something? It should have been a misconduct. Well, we'll worry about that later. Right now, closing 15 to the power play for the Islanders. Roman Hammerlick over at the boards. And Krok took a good hit from behind, a big hit from behind, and Smrek's going to go. There's going to be a penalty here on Peter Smrek. So DiPietro goes to the bench. Kavasha keeps the puck. Pilon is out of the box. Smrek continues to work over Kavasha, while Krok sets up, centers all the way through to Hammerlick, who misses the net. And it comes hard around to the near side. And then Scatchard was upended. Scatchard gets back to the puck, and only now is it ruled that York had possession. And the whistle blows.
Boy, is Rich Pilon playing a hard, tough game. Tough game. Smrek will go. Pilon came out of the box, and he was trying to run into everybody he could. Using the stick, using the body.
The Islanders go back to the power play. Tchaikovsky into the second period.
Lauren Henning changed his power play after last night's 0-for-9 performance. More players in front and more pursuit on the puck.
This is Galley, but it's broken up by Pilon. The power play goals for each team came in a 5-on-3 scenario in the first period. Connolly taken down. Messier to the corner. Messier got clipped. I don't know if it was the stick or the puck. Scatchard was in tight with Messier. Messier's going to keep playing. Galley jumps into the play. Couldn't field the pass. Then he's hit into the boards by Radek Dvorak. That's Galley playing without a stick as Pilon hammers it all the way down.
And now Galley, I think, is going to... Oh, he stays on the ice. And now we have a whistle. Let's see if Hammerlick doesn't come back on the ice. Gary Galley's playing with a bad shoulder. The one he hurt a while ago in the fight in Ottawa. It's not 100% yet. There is a chance he might have to have some surgery. He's got a tendon problem in the shoulder. And when he reaches out for the puck, he loses strength. He can't risk the puck fair against Buffalo when Gary Galley got into the fight.
Vaclav Barada, was it not? And the puck sent all the way down by Manny Malhotra. So minute and 3. Maine to the power play for the Islanders. Kim Janssen out to center. Ken Janssen, no relation, throws it back for Hammerlick. And now Krog seemingly falls down. I don't think Malhotra did much to knock him down. And DiPietro turns that shot aside.
Yeah, I felt a little pressure with the stick trying to get the puck up, and I think he was more off balance than anything.
Kavasha carries in. Well, Kavasha spins it around the boards. Krog hit by York. Galley follows, shoots, save made. Rebound Kavasha, stopped by DiPietro. 2 gorgeous chances tonight for Oleg Kavasha, and he missed them both. Now Hammerlick steps up, shoots, and that's blocked and deflects to the crowd. I think Leach got that before Hebert did.
Yeah, without question, Howie, that deflected off his stick. And Kavasha misfired on this shot as well. I think he had a...
The penalty to Peter Spreck.
It was a gorgeous setup, wasn't it, by Kolnick? Well, that's having a feel for the game when you have your back to the play, get the puck and throw it over to an area when you have a wide open teammate.
Connolly goes to the corner, sidesteps most of that hit from Keelan. And the penalty is over. 4 shots credited on that power play for the Islanders. Graves carries in, came together with Galley, and Cherkovsky shoots it to center. Kim Janssen away from Parrish. It went off the stick of Michael York, and then Hammerlick whips it rink wide. Parrish for Sketcher, and now the drop to Galley and a save by Hebert. Gary Galley jumping into the play, beaten by Guy Hebert. Dvorak knocked down behind the net. And now Taylor Pyatt works it down the boards. Cherkovsky there. Marius Cherkovsky turning. Checked by Malhotra. Cleared to the line. Held in though by Cairns. He gets locked up by Dvorak. Rangers looking to rush, but they forgot the puck. And now there's going to be a penalty to the Rangers. And the Islanders will go right back to the power play as a whole. It is indicated by Dan O'Halloran.
Well, the Rangers have had a problem in their... Couldn't. The Islanders, that was a good shift by the Islanders.
Krog, Kolnick, Janssen, and Galley for the Islanders. And it looks like Michael York has played some center over the last couple of years. And he wins the draw back to Pilon. And now Graves sends it ahead. York with a little room. Mike York lets it go, but Galley gets a stick on that. And that becomes a souvenir. 12 seconds gone to the power play. Each team to this point 1 for 4 with a man advantage.
They had a little bit more depth on defense. They wouldn't have to play Leach as much as he played, and he'd been more effective than he was this year, which was pretty good.
Islanders try to set up. Kenny Janssen puts it behind the net. Leach gets to it, then gives it away to Kavasha. Well, the Kavasha in close quarters with his own man Krog peels off. Now Galley for Janssen. And back for Galley again. He's challenged and eventually dumped by Mike York. And here comes Leach. Brian Leach still with the great wheels. Moving in. Holds up. Quick shot. And that's turned aside by DiPietro. And Adam Graves draws a crowd in the corner. Graves killing some time while Kavasha goes to him. And then Galley joins the party. And time continuing to tick away on this power play for the Islanders. Largely because of the work of Adam Graves. 47 seconds remain to the power play. Basho is checked by Messier. And then Jason Krog got it in, only to see Mike Motto dump it all the way down. And now the crowd with divided loyalties begin going after each other. As it's chipped to the line, but not out. 24 to the power play. Plenty of room, and it's cleared all the way down by Kim Janssen.
Yeah, and right now it looks like the team that ends up with the most effective special teams is the team that's going to win this. Power play after power play after power play. It doesn't end.
Well, at least statistically, that was the difference last night. Rangers won by 2. They had 2 power play goals, and the Islanders went 0 for 9. Radek Dvorak out of the box. No shots on that power play for the Islanders. They're now 1 for 5.
Well, the Islanders feel that if they can keep the puck in deep with the forecheck, there's another big hit by Pilon. They feel if they can forecheck, they'll have success in this game.
towards center's looking for Dvorak. He couldn't connect. Zdeno Chara trying to head the other way. But he turned it over, and Smrek feeds Nedved. Rangers completing a change. Oshek fires, and a save by DiPietro, who catches the top of the glass and clearing the puck. Now Kim Janssen. Nobody home for that pass. DiPietro will wheel it around the boards. Olavic jumps on it. Scatcherd back in position. And now Kim Janssen away from Pyatt for Nedved. And the Rangers will complete their change.
You know, and because of all the penalties, neither team, especially the home team, the Islanders, not really any type of establishment as far as matchups in this game.
Pyatt for Scatcherd. The redirection goes wide. Olavic turned around. And Meze takes for the Islanders at the Islander blue line. Scatcherd double team. Still manages to find Pyatt. Meze trying to weave through the check of Olavic. Again, I don't think Olavic did much to knock Meze down there either.
A lot of players just losing their feet trying to cut. And it seems like the skates just dig in and get stuck in the ice.
It was going on continuously in the first period, and here in the second as well. Second period, just about 9 minutes in. Still 1-1. Nedved and Kenny Janssen, the goal scorers. A lead for Webb. He's ahead of the play. Two-line offside pass. They'll bring it back. 1-1 midway through the second period. Not the trophy, but the living, breathing Pat LaFontiane, for whom the trophy in his honor will be awarded after the game tonight. Now, you had a pretty interesting concept, which I threw at Charles Wong earlier. Will both sides throw in the $100 grand for their favorite charities?
I think it's a great one. I think they should first put in the $100 grand and then do a shootout to see who wins the trophy. And I think it'll be the first shootout in NHL history, and I think it'll be shown all over because I don't think there's ever been one. And what better time to have a shootout than...
JD was mentioning last night on the broadcast, and Howie mentioned that the book is, tell us about the book. It's in its third printing now?
It's going into its third printing. It's done quite well. We're really pleased with it. All the proceeds go to Hockey's All-Star Kids Foundation, which I guess we have a breakaway here tonight.
Messier springs Dvorak. 2-1 Rangers. A short-handed goal for Radek Dvorak.
Well, you've got the broadcasting on. You know when to stop. I try and shut up every now and then, too.
So I've been away from hockey enough that I know I'm not supposed to talk on a breakaway.
Well, this is the line we talked about in the open with Messier, Dvorak on one side with the great speed, Malhotra on the other side, and Messier and Leach. Leach starts the play, just gets up to Messier. Messier just redirected the puck to the other side. And DiPietro gets a piece of it, doesn't get all of it, and it just kind of slides past him. But Hamrlik was there to keep the puck in, and Leach was strong on the boards. And then Messier just kind of reaches out, and no one on the other side. And there's Dvorak with the great speed and does the rest.
Patty, how quickly, when you were in a situation like this, how quickly did you process the information about who's in goal, what his weaknesses are, where you want to go? Are you thinking about that stuff as you're bearing down?
You know, at that point, it's all reaction. You know, you're really not thinking. You're just going in, and in some cases, he might make a move, and you just react to it. And Dvorak's got so much speed that, and in a lot of cases, you go to what your strengths are. When you're going that fast, you go to your strengths, and obviously his strength is going to his backhand on a deke, and it looks like it hit the underneath part of DiPietro's glove and just was able to go by, but he had so much speed going down there.
Have you seen much of Rick, and what are your impressions?
You know, I've really seen him, and he really loves to challenge, and he plays the puck, and he kind of reminds me of a little bit like Tommy Barrasso when he was that young, and the way he plays the puck, the way he loves to be around, and he seems to have some really quick reactions. He's moving around a lot, so.
Bench moved in, Hamrlik caught on the other side, and Dvorak, when he's got that kind of speed and time and room, not many guys can catch him.
So it's 2-1 Rangers with 9:50 remaining in the second period. Shorthanded goal by Dvorak is 26th from Messier and Leach. And once again, we're joined up here in the booth by Pat LaFontiane, the winner of tonight's game, assuming that there is a differential in points, because one way this can turn out to be a complete tie is if the Rangers were to win this game in overtime, because then the Islanders would get the overtime point, and then both teams would have the same amount of points, 6 for the season series. That's the only way it could end up in a tie.
It's the only way it can end up in a tie. So it still could go to overtime, and if there's a goal, then what do you do?
Well, You're the one who likes the shootout idea.
No, I think it's great, and for the first year for doing this, and I just really commend Mr. Dolan and Mr. Wong and Mr. Kumar for coming up with this, and I really think it could set precedent too for other owners with great rivalries around the game to do this, and we've got a great opportunity here.
2 big saves in close by Guy Hebert.
Now Kavasha had a lot of speed, got a good shot up. Did Kavasha. Hebert made that one, then they had to make 2 more that were close in on the rebound. One by Tchaikovsky.
And the penalty expires as Sprint comes out of the box.
Pat, I know that at the time when Butch Goring lost his job and they started talking about new coaches and who's going to coach here next year, I know you were quoted and they called you up and asked you about Ted Nolan and your interest as far as coaching as an assistant coach. You have any interest in coaching in the National Hockey League?
I really don't. It was interesting because Alan Hahn, he asked me if I had any interest in getting back in hockey. I said, if the right situation, the right circumstances, sure, I might be interested. And it was interesting because I did get a phone call from a friend of mine here on the island that said, hey, I hear you're a package deal. You're going to come back and coach. I said, I am.
I had one other idea. I don't know. I said this at the beginning of the show just as a spontaneous thing. The way you've conducted yourself, and even after your career has ended, and the way you interact with people, are there politics in your future?
Well, I think I'll stay away from that, too.
Mayor? I don't know. Stay away from an answer or stay away from politics?
Yeah. I think I'll be closer to the ice before I go into politics.
Are you living in Chappaqua?
Not too far from there. No, I'll try to stay away from there, too.
Politics of the ice, you can wind up in the same place.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing with the book and the foundation that we've created, Companions in Courage Foundation.
Public service is not a thing that's in your future?
Well, I think more just service and more getting involved with this foundation. And, the game, to play 15 years and to play for the Islanders and the Rangers and the Sabres and, the people I've met during my career, I'm very thankful. And I thought that if there's something I could do involving hockey in this book project, Companions of Courage, it's just kind of taken a life upon itself. And we're probably going to do another book. We were a bestseller in Canada for a long time there. And it's been real exciting building this foundation. And it really stems back from hockey. And hockey was what spurred it on. So I'm enjoying being close to the game, but still being a fan in a sense and watching the players and do great things.
So you enjoyed the process of going through writing the book, and then the fact that you're probably doing some traveling as well with the foundation, more than you want at this point?
Well, to get the foundation going and to get the book out there, you have to really build that base and keep it going. But obviously, it's great to be home. That's one thing I don't miss on the traveling end of things. I don't miss waking up sore every day. But yeah, it's been something that I really, really enjoy. And the book project was a lot more work than I thought, Joe. I remember Michael J. Fox saying to me, he says, "You must have really hit your head hard. What are you doing a book for?" and he says, "I'm just kidding." He says, "The only reason why I say that, I'm doing one myself." He's doing a book, and yeah, it is true. It's a lot of work, but it's been great. I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed this renovation business that we're doing in Connecticut. So I found out that there's a lot of things to get passionate about outside of the game, but in the same instance, it's also nice being here and being a part of the game.
Well, you've done a lot of good for a lot of people, and you're a good man. We wish you luck, and thanks for the visit.
Well, thank you. It's great being here, guys.
Good luck, Pat.
Thanks, Howard.
And congratulations on the trophy which bears your name that I guess you'll be in on the presentation after the game.
Yes, it's quite an honor. And
force DiPietro to make a good save.
From the draw, Kim Janssen being chased by Taylor Pyatt, who lines him up and missed most of that check. McCall back behind the Ranger goal, turned around by Dale Purinton. And so Pyatt comes in. Kim Janssen goes to him. Meantime, Purinton and McCall haven't given up their wrestling match yet. So it's wound around by Groshek. And all the way down into the Islanders' zone. Kenny Janssen back forward. And it dribbles back to Janssen in the Islander end of the ice with 5 minutes remaining in the second period. And special teams very much the story in this game. Each team with a 5-on-3 power play goal. Rangers with a shorthanded goal. They look for more. Hlavich shoots. He scores! Jan Hlavich makes it 3-1 Rangers.
Able to move the puck down the boards, make the play to Hlavich streaking in. Kenny Janssen is right here. Now watch what happens. He stepped up on the play, and then a smart play. Just moving the puck past Kenny Janssen, couldn't get back in the play. And that was Grosek that made the play in the neutral zone. Watch Grosek right here. Feeding the puck. And to Hlavich on the other side. Pardon me, Nedved fed the puck to back in the play. And Grosek with the perfect feed to Hlavich for the goal. It's 3-1 Rangers.
Eric Cairns plays it into the Ranger end. So the Rangers up 2. Ryan Leach around from Motto. Graves stepped into by Galley, and Martins throws it back to his own blue line. 28th of the year for Jan Hlavich. Grosek and Nedved pick up the assists at 15-11 of the second period. So the Czech line, even with the adjustment, with Grosek having replaced Dvorak, continue to hurt the Islanders as they have in the past. And now as Martins is dumped, there's going to be a penalty here. A cross-check and a power play when we get back.
There's the general manager and president of the Rangers, and there's the former Islanders coach. And joined them. And he elected not to at that particular time, so they've known one another for many, many years.
Boy, until they changed the rules, Glenn Sather in his Edmonton days was pretty active about bringing guys in late in the season from Europe. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Rangers. Messier with Dvorak, but the pass eaten up nicely by Roman Hammerlick.
Boy, another Kenny Janssen got beat on the play again, and 2-on-1, almost another shorthanded goal by the Rangers.
Kowski pulled up. Pilon didn't get too much of him. And DiPietro fields it. So the Islanders on the power play here for another minute and 25. They've got Cherkovsky, Parrish, Connolly, Hammerlick, and Gary Galley on for the power play. Peter Nedved gets rid of the puck for the Rangers.
That was a great defensive play by Hammerlick, wasn't it? The 2-on-1. Messier out there leading the charge, and Hammerlick slid down to block it.
Cherkovsky a backhander. Hebert held his ground and now does the same with the puck.
You know, Lorne Henning wanted his team to be more aggressive on the puck. Retrieve the puck in this game on the power play. Get players.
Rich Pilon smacks one hard around and down the ice halfway through this latest Islander power play. It's their 7th. The Islanders 1 for 6 with a man advantage. And they've had 10 shots during those 6 power plays. Kovacic trying to sneak through, almost did, but Pilon got him at the last second. Now it's Sketcher for Kovacic. Krog the other forward here. Galley and Hammerlick have the points. This is Jason Krog. Now for Galley. Graves challenges. Now to the other side, Hammerlick. Reverses for Galley. His drive blocked by Rich Pilon, who blocked several shots last night during Islander power plays. He was terrific against the Islander power play last night, too.
He's played well again tonight.
Final 15 of the power play. And the Islanders have iced it with a man advantage. So with 2:16 left, they'll bring it all the way back into the Islanders.
Whatever coach he ends up hiring, he is going to give him the freedom to hire the assistant coaches that he wants. So, you know, nobody knows yet exactly what the role of Greg Cronin will possibly be, Lorne Henning. We'll just have to wait and see. But whoever the new head coach is.
Dvorak makes it 4-1 Rangers.
That took a bad bounce. That looked like it hit something on the boards and kind of bounced out instead of hugging the boards. And the Rangers quickly turned it into a goal. Dvorak was in front. And I think it was Malhotra. Kenny Janssen was there again. Messier was there also. And Messier made the initial play by just knocking the pass down by Kenny Janssen. And now the Rangers get it in. And that puck, you know what? It might have hit Kenny Janssen. Might have just hit Kenny Janssen in the skate. Let's see. No, it hits the boards. And then the pass from Malhotra. Beautiful right on the stick of Dvorak. And the Rangers with 3 goals in period number 2 now lead at 4-1.
Second of the game for Radek Dvorak. Hlavich working along the boards for the Rangers, along with Pyatt of the Islanders. Taylor Pyatt, McCall with him. He's turning on Smrek. Now McCall jumps in once again. Brian Leach working on McCall. And now hope for the Rangers comes from Motto. It slipped in front. Scatchard scores! It's now 4-2 Rangers.
And this is the first time in 7 games at home, the last 7 at home, that the Islanders have scored more than 1 goal in a game. And that one just seemed to bounce off a skate, and Scatcher picked it up. Good work on the board by Taylor Pike. Galley was there to help out. The puck will end up coming to the slot. Look at 4 Islanders there. There's 3, and Galley then backs off a little bit. But great work. Scatcher just throws it there. And Smrek kind of turned his back on the play and didn't see the... As Smrek was worried more about Taylor Pike, and that left an opportunity for Scatcher.
Well, that's 19 for Scatchard, who wants that 20th badly. So Dave Scatchard, continuing to build on his career high in goals, has got the Islanders, brought the Islanders to within 4-2 with a minute remaining now in the second period.
That's a big goal at this point in the game, Howie, because again, remember, the Rangers come into this game with the worst goals against in the National Hockey League. So they can give up goals. They can be porous in their own.
Dvorak made it 4-1 Rangers. Scatchard from McCall and Pyatt at 18:36 to make it 4-2. 47 left here in the second period. Connolly working on Leach. Connolly put it in front. Hebert poked his stick out, got a piece of the puck, and now up the left wing attempts to come Michael York until he's closed off in center. McCarthy follows and plays it into the Islanders' zone with a half-minute remaining in the second. Chara for Janssen. And Kim Janssen goes back to play the puck. We're down to 20 seconds left in the period. Now Hofer with room. A lead pass for Dvorak. He shoots. He scores. The hat trick for Dvorak. And the Rangers lead it 5-2 with 15.1 seconds remaining in the second period.
Hard to beat speed, isn't it? And another beautiful pass by Malhotra. And this line is clicking. Right down the middle of the ice came Dvorak. And he came off the bench on the play. That's why no one picked him up. Kenny Janssen tries to get it in. And very quickly the Rangers recognize the change. And here they come. Malhotra, beautiful pass to Dvorak. And DiPietro was in poor position to make the save. There's the change there. And here comes Dvorak, and no one picked him up. Karen saw him at the last minute, but there's no way he could have gotten back. And that's bad positioning by DiPietro, who was not square to the shooter at all. Was down on the other side. Dvorak just put it underneath him. Look at DiPietro. Watch him, just kind of guesses. Stick out one way, slides the other way. Back by 3.
So Manny Malhotra picking up his second assist of the night, assisting on the last 2 Dvorak goals.
Climbing in on 30 goals. Not a bad year.
DiPietro gave it up behind the net. Gary Galley gets rid of it as time runs out in the second period. And that almost cost the Islanders a goal, as Manny Malhotra was just unable to finish. So
the Rangers with 4 goals here in the period number 2.
That had helmet. But anyway, Radek Dvorak couldn't hide behind a mask. Not in the second period. He was the star of the Panasonic Network.com charity week through April 6th, helping to make a difference in the lives of New York City's children. We'll see you up here with Joe and me one of these nights. Galley, a draw, locked in front. Smerek got a piece of it, and Messier gets rid of it. 52 seconds remaining on the penalty to Peter Nedved.
I know they raised a lot of money last night during the Ranger telecast of this game.
Chara throwing it towards the net. Smrek almost got to it for the Rangers, but now Chara fires, and that deflects off the arm of Hebert. 2 Islanders in on Kim Janssen. Pyatt wins the puck. Janssen stays with him, though. Scatchard now looking to make a play after being knocked down. Janssen goes right back after him. Now McCall. 17 to the power play for the Islanders. And Scatchard dropping it back for Galley. Couldn't hold on. The Islanders have to come back. Nedved set to come out in 5 seconds. Smrek and Scatchard got together at the Ranger line.
Now that last play just inside the Ranger blue line, that was Dvorak that made the play on Gary Galley.
No shots on that last Islander power play. Some help.
He works. He works. Goes to the boards, goes in the corners, the front of the net. I like the line.
A steal by Parrish. He shoots. He scores. There was going to be a penalty to the Rangers after the giveaway, but Parrish makes them pay. And with 8:11 to go in the third period, the Ranger lead is now 5-3. Number 17 for Mark Parrish.
This will be an unassisted goal by Parrish. Motto has it, tries to throw it through Parrish. That's a mistake, and then has to hook him, and Parrish just stays with it. And that's a good wrist shot. Just inside the post, and we have a 2-goal game with 8:11 to go. There's the play again. Mike Motto tries to go through Parrish, and then tries to hook him down, and Parrish was just able to use his strength to get away from him. And then the quick wrist shot inside the post beats play as the officials are keep an eye on all these young players and watch the team for the remainder of the regular season. And then he'll start round 2 with the candidates that he wants to have a second conversation with. And this process will go on for a while yet, and he should have someone by June 1st.
That should be just in time to have some input right around the time of the National Hockey League entry draft. And the way things are going, the Islanders have a decent chance of coming away with the first pick overall again. If they finish last overall, and at this point they're 6 points behind Tampa Bay. Time's running out, of course, not only in this game but on the season. That guarantees them no worse than the second pick. And there are supposedly 2 outstanding players available, either Jason Spezza or Ilya Kovalchuk, either of whom could become Islanders if that's the way Mike Milbury wants to go. And pushing and shoving there by those old friends, Purinton and Webb.
Yeah. Well, and there are teams. I talked to Mike this morning about those two players, and he said he said both players are projected to be, big league players. They're different in the way they play. Everyone feels there will be an 80 to 100 point player in the league for a long time. Not nearly the skater that Kovalchuk is.
You know what Kevin Lowe said when we saw the Edmonton Oilers general manager on the recent road trip? Kevin said the same thing that about 3 other hockey people who have gotten out, watched Spezza play, have said in terms of who he compares to. You hear the same name all the time, Jason Allison. That's the player they think that Spezza best compares to. There's going to be a penalty to the Islanders here as Kaminsky tries to get through center. Berube takes the puck. And the Islanders, who are trying to come back down by 2 with 6:48 remaining in the third period, will take a penalty here.
And so he gets the call, and Martin's in the penalty box. The Islanders shorthanded. Again, how many penalties total in this game?
Well, the Islanders have had 9 power plays. The Rangers have had, this counting, their 5th. That's 14 power plays right there. More last night. There were 19 in last night's game. 10 power plays for the Rangers and 9 for the Islanders. Kenny Janssen for Scatchard. Scatchard and Tchaikovsky up front on the kill. Tchaikovsky to the net, takes the pass, he scores! A shorthanded goal for Marius Tchaikovsky, and the Islanders have closed to within 1. It's 5-4 Rangers with 6:18 remaining in the third.
And now this play starts with Kenny Janssen knocking the puck out of midair in his own zone as he had a Ranger in front of the net. And Kenny Janssen knocked it down. Here it comes right there. Knocked it down, then led the rush the other way to Scatchard, and watch his pass. Soft, right over to Tchaikovsky, and then Tchaikovsky able to get one past Guy Hebert. Not much of an angle, and it looked like Guy Hebert was there, but Kenny Janssen knocked it down baseball style first, and then leads the rush. One good pass up, and then Scatchard with the soft pass here. And then not much of an angle, but Tchaikovsky's shorthanded goal. And still lots of time.
1:30 remaining on the Rangers power play in a year where he's trying to negotiate a new long-term contract. Off the draw, hammered all the way down by Cairns. So the Islanders trying to get through the rest of this kill. They've already scored shorthanded, and it's a 5-4 Ranger lead. It was 5-2. Chara
Lauren Henning, pardon me, how he made the goaltending change to start the period. The Rangers only 4 shots in this third period, and they haven't been anywhere around the net in this period. So the Islanders have responded to that change and haven't given up.
Spreck brings it down the boards. Cairns, we get an eye on him while Chara takes it and reverses the puck to the corner. And Connolly gets rid of it. 51 seconds. Bain to the power play for the Rangers. 5.5 left in the third. Peter Nedved out of his own zone. On the right wing, Spreck drives it hard around. Past Terreri. Palavich was waiting for it, but Chara got to it first. They tie each other up. Now Nedved sneaks in, gets it to the line. Leach keeps it in. Spreck moves it quickly. Palavich has it along the boards. Now sets up Leach. Back for Palavich. In the slot, Nedved. And now behind the net, Groshek to Nedved. Groshek back to the point. Leach doesn't shoot. Now Nedved. 12 to the power play. Spreck at the right point. Back for Leach. Wrist shot tipped just wide by Groshek. Maybe Terreri got a piece of it too. Janssen in the corner. As Martins comes out of the box, he just missed him with a pass. And Leach will come back to touch up the icing. So we're down to 4:40 remaining in the third. A 1-goal Ranger lead.
They want to get rid of games.
Well, I'll tell you what, this season might be just long enough for them. Did you see Al Strachan up in Toronto had a pretty interesting story in the Toronto Sun today. Basically saying that he thinks there's a pretty good chance that Pat Quinn is going to lose a power struggle with Ken Dryden, and that Quinn will not be the general manager of the Leafs after this season.
Really? Not see that.
Meantime, the Islanders work it in behind the Ranger goal. Oleg Kavasha. Double team by Messier and Kim Janssen. Polnick trying to pry it loose. Kavasha looking to outmuscle Janssen here. Now Messier jumps back in. The puck winds up in the corner. 4:05 remaining in the third. Rangers 5, Islanders 4. Somebody gets to carry Pat LaFontaine around the ice at the end of this game, or at least the trophy bearing his name. And Terreri will hold on. Well, let's see, what does that Pat LaFontaine trophy look like anyway? The Islanders game right here on Fox Sports Net. Connolly for Kron. 3:40 to go in the third. A pinch by Galley, but the Rangers clear. And Janssen backs up away from the oncoming Mike York. Good work here on the forecheck by York. And it's gathered in by Spreck in center. Adam Graves gets it back. This is York, who heads to the bench on a change.
And remember, the veteran Rich Pilon left the game in the second period. So 5 defensemen for the Rangers. Quite a few young ones.
Yeah, 2 of them out there now, Purinton and Spreck. Purinton, number 5, going over to the corner. And he just flings it down the ice. They land well short of the goal line. Plenty of time for Cairns. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Skatcher off balance, lost the puck. And Groshek sweeps across ice. Couldn't be fielded by Chara. Palavich for Nedved. He shoots. And a save made by Terreri. One of the few shots that Chris Terreri has seen here in the third period since replacing Rick DiPietro, who gave up all 5 Ranger goals. Now a steal. Palavich with Groshek. Chara breaks up the pass. Palavich has it back. Groshek goes to the corner. Pyatt shrugs him off. We're down to 2:25 to go in the third. McCall for the Islanders, trying to send Pyatt ahead. Couldn't reach him. Kim Janssen heads to Pyatt. Groshek's got the puck for the Rangers. And it's gloved down by Chara. Now Zdeno Chara up the left wing. Too far for Pyatt. Pyatt chases Janssen along with McCall. But the Rangers will get out here. The Islanders were changing the D. Up the right side, Malhotra checked at the line, but recovered by Groshek with under 2 minutes to go in the third. 5-4 Rangers. 4 Ranger goals in the second period. 3 of them by first hat trick for Radek Dvorak. The difference in this game. Hammerlick back to touch up. And the icing call will bring it back into the Ranger zone with 1:39. And the Islanders would win that Pat LaFontaine trophy by virtue of 1 more point during the regular season.
Mike York has been the best face-off man for the Rangers in this game. Through 2 periods, had won 8 and lost just 3 face-offs. And he'll try and win this one against Dave Scatcher.
Rangers hold on in regulation. They're the LaFontaine winners. If the Rangers were to win in overtime, then each team would have 6 points. But here's Dvorak looking for 4. Empty net. 4-goal night. Radek Dvorak. 6-4 Rangers with 1:30 to go.
You know, this was a set play by the Rangers. And it only works if your centerman wins the faceoff. And York, I mean, he battled with Scatcher. And neither center was thrown out. And when they finally did drop the puck, it was York that won it. Here they are. Now watch the puck go straight back. And this defenseman, Kim Janssen, will just go this way, off the boards with it. That's where all the open area is. And we talked about the speed of Dvorak. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, he's able to get around Kenny Janssen. Kenny Janssen had a good couple of strides on him, and he was doing everything. Look at this battle. And then York with his feet does the job. And Kim Janssen just says, I'm going to throw it to the open area. And look at Dvorak. I mean, Dvorak was a good 2 strides behind Kenny Janssen. Then he just flew past him. Here's the play again. Oh, it hits a linesman too. So the Rangers get a break on that. As that puck ends up hitting the linesman, that allowed Dvorak to skate in. He might have been able to anyway had it gone off the boards, but I think the Islanders are arguing that point. Fast, but not slow. And Dvorak just blew by him.
We saw Messier spring him shorthanded earlier in the game. And right here, the empty netter. Dvorak's 4th of the game, 29th of the year. Kim Janssen, Mike York on the assists at 18:30. Ferrari back in goal, and the Rangers back on top by 2, 6-4. So it's Scatcher dribbling it towards the Ranger goal. Kim Janssen has it there. It hops over Chara's stick. Galley being chased now by Holovic. We're down to the final minute. Terreri winds it around. Nedved keeps it deep. Nedved steps into Scatcher. Gary Galley up to McCalt on right wing. McCalt for Krog. Jason Krog, a shot, but it hit the skate of Leach. And we're down to 40 seconds remaining. So the Rangers, unless the Islanders do something real fast, will wind up winning the season series 3-2. Dvorak to the net, missed. Just dribbling it wide in search of number 5.
Didn't miss by much, did he?
Well, Brian Trottier had a 5-goal night against the Rangers one December night here at the Coliseum. No Ranger has ever scored 5 in a game against the Islanders, but Dvorak did come close. But 8 seconds remain, and the Rangers are going to win it. Manny Malhotra behind the net just dumps the puck to center, and the New York Rangers become the first recipients of the Pat LaFontiane Trophy as they win this game 6-4, winning the season series 3-2. Sweeping this home-and-home series, winning each of the 2 games over the last 24 hours by 2 goals, 4-2 last night. And Radek Dvorak, our GMC, will be back to the Coliseum right after these messages.